Welcome back to Classic Car Stories, where today we're diving into a head-to-head comparison of two iconic British classics, the Aston Martin DB6 and the Aston Martin DBS. Both cars have their own unique charm and history, but which one truly stands out? Let's find out. First up, let's look at design. The Aston Martin DB6, with its timeless curves and classic lines, is a true representation of 1960s elegance. The long bonnet and distinctive Kamm tail turns heads even to this day.
On the other hand, the DBS, introduced in the late 1960s, brought a more modern and a more masculine look to the table. It had a wider stance and an aggressive grille that was a kind of nod to the changing trends of the era.
While the DB6 appeals to those who love classic elegance.
Now the DBS is for those who prefer a bolder, more contemporary style.
So which one catches your eye? Let me know in the comments below. But let's talk to Alan here, because he's the owner and restorer of the DB6. Now, he bought this on April Fool's Day 2005, but you thought the joke was on you, didn't you? Because when you got this home, you thought, oh, this is going to be a tricky restoration. Tell us why.
Because it was massive. When you got it home, when I got it home, I couldn't open the driver's door. I had to sit in the passenger and kick the door open. And everywhere you went, there's something wrong with it.
Right.
The engine was seized up, the corrosion was quite extensive, and my wife said, if you can sit in the back, you can buy it. Then we started digging out the front and just went from bad to worse, really. Right, okay. It was a massive job.
Because going back in the sort of 80s and 90s, you used to have cars, you used to mod, didn't you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I had an Escort van, and it had a V8 3.5 litre engine in it with 4 Webers and a Toyota Sleeker gearbox onto a Jag back axle, which we were all doing at that day. And then I fully restored an E-type Jag. Right. So I spent a lot of time in my garage.
Yeah, I bet. So what was the hardest thing on this to restore, do you think?
Cutting the seals out was an eye-opener.
I bet.
And it was from the front wheel arch all the way back to the rear wheel arch. Had to be cut out and rebuilt, if you like. There's no drawings, you can't get any bits for it.
Yeah. So
it was a struggle.
Okay, so Alan, what we got under here? Explain what we got.
It's pretty standard. It's slightly overboard. I've put a modified water pump on and a modified radiator, and the engine block was altered to allow more water flow through.
Yeah.
It's obviously been rebored because it was seized up solid, and I had to bash the pistons out with a piece of wood. So new liners in it, and everything's been done, lightened and balanced, and just generally modified in that way.
Yeah.
So it produces just over about 300 brake horsepower now, and the original was 284.
The DBS, however, was fitted with a V8, which gave it more power and a sportier feel. Now, the owner of this beast is Mark. Mark, hello.
Hello.
Nice for you to bring your amazing car. You've restored an E-type Jag before.
That's right, yeah.
You saw this up for sale. It had orange peel paint and it was a bit of a mess. And I want to know about that first trip home.
Yeah, February 1998. Picked it up from Hawkinge near Folkestone. And what we didn't realise, the reversing light wires were loose in the boot.
Okay.
So every time I was hitting reverse, just manoeuvring, there was a potential for a big explosion in the boot.
And that was because of?
There was a fuel leak on the petrol pump.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't spot that.
Okay. So talk about this restoration, because it was a complete restoration.
Yeah, the only thing that hasn't been done is the gearbox. Everything else has been replaced, repaired, improved. Yeah, it's just been a labour of love.
How long did it take?
I've had the car 27 years now, and I'm still doing bits.
Okay. Was it, when you took the engine out, total restoration?
Engine's out, been out twice. It's all been renewed. The first time it went wrong, unfortunately. The valve guide dropped out, which was a cause of a lot of steam out the exhaust.
Okay.
So that was fixed. It's had a different differential put in it to give it some fuel economy.
Okay, what's the difference in that fuel economy with that change of diff?
About 6 miles per gallon, and the noise is decreased a lot in the cab because you're not revving the engine so much.
But when you say 6 miles, it went from 12 miles to
Yeah.
18 miles a gallon?
Yeah, it was about 12 to 14 and then it's gone up to about 18 now, so it's paid off.
So let's talk about this Kamm Tail, because it's got an interesting story behind it, hasn't it?
Yeah, on the mid-60s, Aston Martin went to Le Mans and they found that over 160, the tail on the car was going light. So the following year, they put the Kamm Tail on the prototype and it cured the problem. Right. It's the same problem as the DB5 has, over 140, the back goes light. So when they built this, they put this Kamm Tail on,
Yeah.
which is designed to create a vacuum between here from the lip. So it's actually on the car for a reason.
So we're right to say, Mark, that you're not a purist and you really wanted to put your own mark on your car. So talk us through what you've done.
Yeah, the original wheels and tyres were sort of lost in the bodywork, so I've put some different wheels and tyres on, BBS 17-inch split rims, a few different touches on badges, and the engine bays all polished up and cleaned up. They didn't come out the factory as shiny as that. It's been lowered a little bit, so it certainly handles a lot better than original DBS V8.
Okay, so what's the Formula One badge on the side?
Well, it's fuel injection.
Okay.
And they made a very small amount of 6-cylinder fuel injected cars, and these were old badges that were at Newport Pagnell, and they had a sell off and I got the badges.
Okay.
Should read V8.
Now, you've won an award in this car.
Yeah, that was 2006. I'd finally got up in quality, and it won the Pride of Ownership at Brooklands, in the Aston Martin Owners Club.
That's
a long while ago.
Okay, but it makes you feel really proud, and also proud of the restoration and all your work as well.
Yeah, it was a sort of an appreciation of all the work that went into it. Finally got the little tick in the box.
So tell us about the interior. Is that all original?
No, it's not original. It was replaced because the original driver's seat was getting very thread bound, and I'd done some repairs, but I decided that it's time to do the whole interior.
Yeah.
I'd already done the roof lining and dashboard and bits and pieces. So the seats, the door cards, the back seat were all redone by Trimtech in Milton Keynes.
Right.
They did an excellent job. And it turns out the two guys that were doing it worked for the guy that did this originally at Aston Martin.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
They found his signature on the back of the seat.
Oh, lovely.
And so it was a nice touch, to
Yeah.
be honest with you.
Absolutely.
The white stitching is non-standard. That's all been a lot more of it to lighten the interior up, because all black on a black car gets a bit oppressive.
Now, what I've noticed is on your armrest, what's that little button there that sticks out?
Well, you've got 2 cigar lighters in an Aston Martin.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I've got my own cigar lighter.
Got 4 ashtrays. Not that we need them.
I don't really like smoking the car. I've actually never seen that before. But also, there's one thing I've noticed on your Speedo. Your Speedo says 200 miles an hour.
200 on it, yes.
What I also love about this car is other little things that you don't get anymore, really. Look at this. It's the original classic car map light. Comes on automatically when you lift it. Simply folds away and it's gone.
You've got lots of switches here. What are all these switches for? Tell us.
This is the one here's a cooling fan.
Yep.
That's a heated rear window.
Right.
And those two's are spares.
Yep.
Then you've got obviously the electric passenger side, driver side windows, cigarette lighter, heater controls and choke. And then behind that panel is my modern radio.
Yeah, because you've got to have that, haven't you? Got
Yeah.
a bit DAB while you're driving down the road.
yeah, exactly. And then there's 2 speakers mounted in the under panel.
Yeah.
And there's 2 speakers
Would
on
they have
rear.
been there?
No.
No. So where we wouldn't have speakers, would you? Actually?
No. I only have this one.
Yeah.
And one in the back.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is my favourite bit. I love it under the hood. Tell me if everything's standard or what you've done on it.
When it comes out to factory, it's pretty much a race engine from Aston Martin anyway. So it's been rebuilt and everything's been back put to the standards where it should be. The MSD ignition is a great assist with a fuel injection. It's got 4 camshafts and it's all blueprinted, balanced. It's all been line bored, so it's a very well sorted engine.
Oh, I love it. That's a car's heartbeat. It's great.
Okay, so it's time for the clunk test on the DB6. You know how this works. One single swing of the door and see how well it clunks in position. Okay, Alan, no pressure. It's got to be good. Hang on, he held on to the handle there all the way through. Did you see that? The technique is you let go and it clicks in. So we have to do that again. Okay, Alan? Yes, it did shut beautifully. Aston Martin style. I guess that's a what out of 10, do you think?
8,
I was going to give it a 9.
9.
So, I want to ask you, Adam, if you had to choose one, which one would you drive home in?
Well, that's tricky. But I think that the DB6 swings it.
Yeah, and for me, it's the DBS because of the V8 power.
Yeah. The truth is, though, whether you love an Aston Martin DB6 or a DBS, they both have their own unique style.
Yeah, because you've got the elegance of the DB6, but this is the future.
Yeah.
A nod to Aston Martin's future, and I love that.
Yeah. Listen, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode of Classic Car Stories.
And if you want a very British car story, watch Bob's story about his Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow.